right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we're diving into Goldberg's retirement match and the fallout that followed. But we're not doing it alone. We're bringing back three Primos for Life alumni, King Mega, Steve Monsta Mack, and the Kingpin himself, Angel Medina, to give us the real pro perspective. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on! Good evening. Before we dive in, just a quick heads up. This episode is being presented exactly as it was recorded. We ran into a few connectivity issues, but in order to keep the full conversation intact, we decided to share it in its original form. So thank you for understanding and for being part of this journey as we continue to learn and grow the podcast. So now sit back and enjoy the show. We're going to be talking about Goldberg's final match, what went down and how he reacted after the fact and what it really means for his legacy. So with a roller coaster of a week in wrestling that we just had, with TNA Slammiversary being a success, Raw just not sticking the landing, Dynamite being an okay episode, and SmackDown just setting up another SummerSlam match, and of course, you know, the recent passing of Hulk Hogan, we decided to pivot on today's episode and just have a real conversation about Goldberg's retirement match and how it went down a few weeks back. And instead of giving the Primos perspective, we decided to bring in the pros. So with that being said, we brought in three Primos for Life alumni. In the order of appearance, we got King Mega from episode 7. We got Steve Monsta Mack from episode 27. And we got the Kingpin himself, Angel Medina, from episode 34. Now, these guys are people that have been in the ring, lived the grind, and will provide real insight on what a retirement match means from both a personal and professional level. Gentlemen.
Well, Eddie, you forgot one thing, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
This show is sponsored by Prince Nana's Black Liquor. Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Licorice Nana.
So much for taking the time to join us on this episode, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, fellas, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Once again, we said previously we would love to have you guys back, and it's absolutely fantastic to have all of you guys. We really appreciate you giving us the time of day once again. We know how busy you guys are, and the fact that you can sit there and do this with us again, really means a lot. And so we want to thank you guys wholeheartedly before we get into all this because I know this is going to be absolute just fun.
Wait, before we start, Andrew got a hat too?
Oh no, here we go. Oh, Eddie, what are you doing, man? Oh.
Dude.
Hey, this is what he requested, bro.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yes,
I got what I can say.
I would have went, if I would have known, I would have got the coffee cup he sent me too. But I left it in the living room. It's nice too.
It's nice.
All right, gentlemen, the Goldberg situation, right? Let's just put out the fan perspective, at least our perspective really quickly, and then we could have you each kind of comment on this. So from a fan standpoint, I mean, Ariel and I have spoken about this, and we weren't really crazy about Goldberg. I mean, the guy had the look, but he was always hurting people. He was always hurting himself. And ultimately, when it came to his final match, like, honestly, we were just hoping nobody got hurt. I mean, that's just the reality of it, right? But we were actually pleasantly surprised that, he did a 15-minute match. He sold the injured knee very well. And ultimately, when I thought Gunther was going to get his head smashed from that jackhammer and land on his head, it actually landed on his shoulder and it was safely done, at least for us, our standpoint. And the match was fine. He had his moment, and let's move on. I thought it was fine for him. However, after the fact, he went on other podcasts, other shows, talking about like it wasn't done the right way, etc. He was really upset, almost on the verge of tears. And I mean, as fans, we don't want to jump on him, You know what I mean? Because like, who are we? We're just people enjoying the product. So this is where you guys come in, and we wanted to kind of get your insight on, like, is he tripping? Is it valid? Is it a mixture of both? I mean, what do you guys think? You know?
I'll let Mega go first.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna do that. So, I first of all, to complain, bitch, and moan afterwards is weak, right? I kind of get what he's saying. There wasn't really a buildup, right? And even though it was 2025 to social media, there wasn't really a buildup, right? So anybody with half a brain knew he was going to lose, right? And there wasn't that much interest into it from my perspective, right? It was just like, oh, this is Goldberg. He was hot 20 years ago. His final match, blah blah blah, right? So from a business perspective, I don't think the buildup was there, right? Um, from the from his perspective, right? You got to remember, guys in that upper echelon, whether it's pro wrestling, sports, Hollywood, or whatever, they have egos. If they didn't have egos, they wouldn't be as successful, right? So even though it's his last match, he's just like, all right, you got to break out the stops for me because I'm Goldberg. This is my last match, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm that guy. I will always be that guy to the day I die, right? So you got to keep that in perspective. I think Gunther is not getting, or maybe he is. He's definitely got him internally, but he's not getting the praise that he should get because I can't even remember the last time Goldberg had a 10-minute match that was half decent.
He dragged him out for 15. That was.
He did.
I mean, yeah.
And it wasn't the shits, right? It was okay. I do think that anybody who's successful, especially on that level, has the right to voice their opinion, voice their concerns, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? I mean, we all do. Like, we're sharing our opinions. Nobody gives a shit about our fucking opinion, right? Goldberg doesn't care about our opinion, but I do think he could have handled it a little bit better. Nobody cares about Goldberg in 2025, right? No one, right? So be humble enough, just say thank you, even though you didn't agree with a lot of things. And this isn't like, hey, we want you to come do your final match this Saturday, right? He's known about this for weeks or months, right? If you had an issue with the build-up, talk about it beforehand. If nothing's done about it, then there's a reason. And I'm sure somebody gave him that reason. Whether it was Triple H or Hurricane or Bruce Pritchard, somebody said, no, we can't do this. We got to stick to this, blah, 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 right? You have to fit in the confines of TKO and NBC. So this is what we're doing, right? And then the last thing, then I'll pass to Steve. The fact that they gave you the main event spot, right, on NBC, right? That says a lot because I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have, right? They said carry the show. And the fact that your speech got cut off, who gives a shit? The speech was for the people in Atlanta, right? And they gave you time. So just be appreciative of the fact that they say, all right, you're no longer a draw, right? You're taking a spot away from someone who we're paying millions of dollars to, no matter who it is, right? So be appreciative of that and be thankful, right, that you're getting this opportunity to go out on top on your terms. And I just think he could have been a little bit more grateful, humble, and appreciative than he was.
I mean, nicely eloquently put. I think that's very solid. Steve, would you like to take a moment here?
I just want you guys are getting me okay, right? The signal's all right?
Yeah, we're good. We were.
It feels good. You're watching the tag.
He's like,
All right.
Now we got you.
Pendejo number uno. Anyway, so when it comes to Goldberg, I mean, I like
Mm-hmm.
what's
Okay, Angel.
All right, let me
Just
let,
mute
let,
everybody,
what,
bro.
let me get my notes.
Oh,
Look,
That's all
man.
right.
No, but look, seriously. We'll get back with Mac. But the thing is that what Mega says is
Wow.
right. No, but you're breaking up, so they just
You're
told me to
breaking
speak.
up.
So until you get your
Breaking
shit,
up bad.
unless you want
Okay.
to continue, and see if it.
No.
We can edit this. It's
We'll start it from here. Like if you hand it off to you.
Well, I mean, Mega's right, man. To a certain extent, but I think he's a drizzling shits. Before I was even in wrestling, when I was in wrestling in the indies and I saw him come out, I could see he was the drizzling shits. I mean, he's ungrateful. I mean, they're trying to make him relevant. And Mega was right. They're going to tell him out the gate, yo, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. So he could have said it from the gate, like, yo, I'm not feeling it. This is not conducive to my legacy or whatever. But, he just wanted to chip his teeth. He always wants to complain at the end. It wasn't done right. The lighting was wrong. You got me on the wrong camera angle. That dude's ungrateful, but it's not his fault. That's Eric Bischoff's fault. That's everybody in WCW's fault. They gave him the fucking, they babied him. They created that monster. So now he thinks he's entitled, and he had a 15-minute match. That's the best match I ever seen him in, but it was still garbage. The leg selling, garbage. I seen better people selling strokes. Realistically, bro. I mean, he is garbage, and he should be grateful that they're paying him to be on the show. And then he gets mad because they cut him off on the Atlanta thing. I mean, where he's at. I mean, Meg is right. Those are his people. It doesn't matter what the fucking audience, they have a time. It's live TV. It's a time, man. It's a time slot. That's the wording, slot. So, and if he's chipping his teeth for quite a while, be like, yo, we got to cut this off, bro. We're going to get fined by the FCC, whatever punishment they get. Right. And I just can't stand him. Not because he looks great. Even back then he looked phenomenal, but it was just like, he's just like a piece of fruit, beautiful on the outside, but when you bite into it, garbage, mushy, sloppy, like the women Mega fuck with. Just kidding. I haven't seen him in a while, man. So I got to get him. I got to get those in, man, because we're getting hot in the kitchen. but that's what I'm saying. It's just that I just never. There's guys like Mega who's talented, who deserves opportunities like that. Mac, guys who be grateful. If they brought motherfuckers out of retirement and put an angle, you'd be like, shit. That's 2 years in the indies after this, man, making bank. You're grateful.
Right.
But this guy is not grateful, bro. It's just, fuck it. I'll say it, man. White people don't appreciate shit. I've been poor. I'm grateful of ECW. I didn't make any money, but I'm thankful. But white people are like, nah, I deserve more. Give me some more. Like Busta Rhymes, give me some more.
Give me some more. Give me some more.
And that's the thing, man. It's just, I'm just so disgusted by him because they just keep regurgitating him. They know he sucks. He knocks himself out all the time. He does all the stupid shit, and they go, maybe today is a different day. Right. Maybe today, that maybe was a one-off. No, if Mega done that shit, and I did that shit like continuously, like, oh, let's bring Angel back, let's bring Mega back, and they gotta be like, bro, we gotta stop bringing these fools back because he's ruining our ratings. But they keep bringing them back. Hey. Mac's back. But I mean, like I said, I'll let Mac take it from here, man. I mean, like I said, I said my piece. I just think he's garbage. He's not,
bad fruit is what you
bad fruit, bad for business. He should just go away right off into the sunset, and spear his mother in through the kitchen or something. Bounce.
So I'm the one person that actually was a Goldberg fan growing up because I played football in high school. I liked being part of strong style wrestling, watching it. I like being physical. Obviously, wrestling, it's a lot. It's not physical like that. It can be because, Angel will tell you he likes to bite people as hard as he can at times.
Remix. Remix. Steve, you're breaking up again. Mute him. Oh, I missed my man.
Joe Boo.
I missed Joe Boo.
Look at the rum.
So here's the thing. So,
Wait.
It's breaking up bad.
There we go.
yeah, here we go.
Ah,
Well,
You-
real
you
quick,
give editing.
while Steve's figuring out what's happening, I had a thought process that maybe I want to ask you gentlemen about
Mm-hmm.
this Goldberg match.
I hear you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this
I love
this
him.
Goldberg match, right?
Mhm.
This Goldberg match, I think that the Seth Rollins injury prior fucked up this match, and that wasn't really supposed to be the end of the match. I think there was some kind of a Seth Rollins Money in the Bank thing or something like that. Maybe this is where Roman Reigns came out because they brought him out the next night. So I'm thinking this is why Goldberg is part of Sour Grapes, also being like, I was supposed to have a moment that wasn't given to me because of this, like his injury. Is that something that you guys think is a possibility?
No, because that motherfucker would have said it.
It was
That motherfucker would not. That motherfucker does not shut up.
really?
Yeah, I think he would have he would put everybody on blast
Okay.
and said, "Yeah, fucking Seth Rollins didn't blow out his knee and start doing all that fancy shit. We could have finished off the angle."
Shit. Okay.
That dude can't keep fucking shit on the down low.
All right, good. Okay, good. Okay, cool.
And
All right.
there's one thing to remember, right? So I was a Goldberg fan in the sense that I was never really a WWF guy, right?
Right.
I was an NWA, WCW guy, right? And he was on par with Steve Austin. So I'm like, I'm riding with this dude because I'm a WCW guy, right?
Right.
But keep in mind that he never liked wrestling. Never. Right? He had a good look. He was an athlete. He got an in with Diamond Dallas Page. He went to the power plant. He had a good look and he got pushed to the moon.
Right.
And he was successful in that push. Right. So he was never once you get in the business, right, and you like it, you already have an appreciation for it before you step foot in the ring and a respect for it. He never had a respect for the business since day one. So for him, for people to assume that he's going to get the respect and gain the respect and give the respect, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So to Andrew's point, and it's not his fault. So from day one, it's everybody around him's fault. It's their fault, right?
Yeah.
They didn't beat the respect into him, right? They didn't smarten him up. They didn't do anything, right? And since he came in with a rocket on his back, right, he could do whatever he want. I remember before he even started wrestling, right? I went to a couple WCW shows and went in the back, and this guy was like the biggest egomaniac ever. Talk about, I need a runner for this, I need a runner for this, I need a runner for that, right? And the same day I met him, I met Ric Flair. Polar opposites. You would think Ric Flair was some jobber. That's how nice this freaking guy, right? That's how like inviting, nice, courteous, humble he was.
Right.
While Goldberg's walking around thinking he's freaking Buddy Rogers or somebody, right?
But you know what's funny, Mega? You bring up a good point. Look at fucking Mondo McMichael. Grateful. That motherfucker is Chicago Bear, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves him.
Yep.
He listened to everybody in the locker room. Yeah, whatever you want me to do, brother. That sounds great. Two different spectrums. A guy who's been in the NFL and the guy was sort of in the NFL. I'm not knocking him, but Mondo McMichaels is here. Goldberg was here, regardless.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mondo should be the one like, shit, man. I was with the fucking Chicago Bears and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Humble. I never met the man, but I always heard stories. Very respectful, very caring, very understanding. Always took criticism. Two different spectrums, man.
For Goldberg, dude, he's just on brand for being Goldberg.
Right. That's just who he is. That's always the way he's been.
That's who he is.
That's just it.
Rico should have just broke his leg, man. I'm telling you, he should have just busted it. Like I told you before, I don't give a fuck what Rico says. Oh no, it was not like that. Internally, mentally, because he didn't want to put it out there. I'm gonna beat the brakes off to show them that this musclehead ain't got shit on me. And then he's going to be huffing and puffing when he gets the jackhammer, because you saw him. He couldn't do it. And he said, oh, I'll give him his finish, but he's going to work for it. And he fucking worked for it. And that didn't humble him, but on TV, he humbled him.
Yeah. He signed him right there.
Yeah, because what's crazy is one of the biggest things that stood out to me on one of like the conversations that he had after the incident was that he said like, oh, they wouldn't do that to Taker. They wouldn't do that to Cena. So saying a statement like that as a fan, I'm just like, bro, you're not, to me, you've never been that level.
No.
You know what I mean? So, but again, we're just dumb fans. What do the pros think? Like, is that a valid statement?
No, it's not valid, because the reason why is because you got to look at it like this. You know, they wouldn't do it to Taker. They wouldn't do it to Cena. Well, motherfucker, guess what? I've been here for 20 years. I could do whatever the fuck I want. Exactly. I've been here from the gate, man. WrestleManias and shit. You just came out here after we bought out WCW. So, motherfucker, you just came in on a fucking, just like walking through the door like, hey, come on, man. You're welcome to come in. So, yeah, I mean, Taker could do what the fuck he wants, you know, and they would probably still would have cut him off, because especially it's a slot. And NBC, TKO is just like the motherfuckers who was the company that owned WCW. They say he was the president of Pizza Hut, you know, and didn't know anything about the business, you know.
I didn't talk about.
Yeah, but like that, they don't know the business. Yeah, they don't know the business. They don't know shit. They just know like, oh, this is just a regular show, like American Gladiators. Yeah, cut that shit off, man. You know, they don't know. So they probably would have cut off Taker or Cena at a certain point, but they could do what the fuck they want, you know? They could show up late. They could eat all the catering. They could dip their dick in the hummus. They could do all the stuff they want, and they will not get in trouble. Oh, fuck, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Goldberg
not.
never earned that.
He's not the Undertaker. He's not Cena. But that's how much of an egomaniac he is.
Right.
Like, of course they wouldn't do that to Cena or Taker. Like, to Angel's point, they've been there for 20 years. Right? They carried the company for 10, 12, 15, 20 years, right? You, along with the NWO, carried WCW for what, 3 years?
Right.
4 years tops, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, I mean, I would have done the same thing. If I had a contract with AOL Time Warner and WWE, and Vince bought me out and he said, hey, you can come work for me, but we got to, tear up your contract. No. If I got a 2-year guaranteed deal, why would I do that? Right. And it's probably more than what you're willing to pay me. So I don't begrudge him or Kevin Nash or anybody, right, for not working. Right. But when you come in there, be humble. And he was never humble from day one. He's like, oh, I'm on par with The Rock. I came in and Spirit the Rock on my debut. Right. And if you're an asshole in WCW, how is he not going to be an asshole in WWE?
Man,
correct.
That's just who he is. That's just what he is.
But you know what's going to piss me the fuck off? And I'm putting it out here right now, man. Timestamp this bitch, because we'll get back to it in 2 years, 3 years. Now, I swear to God, if I fucking see his son in the performance center, because I know for a fact in my brain that if Goldberg's a dick now, he's going to fucking teach that kid the wrong way, and that kid's going to act the same way, and they're going to push the shit out of him. And that's going to piss me off, because the kid's not going to learn. I'm telling you, that motherfucker's going to end up in a performance center, and Goldberg's going to be like that dad. Oh, man, I forgot that name. The basketball dad who lost his leg. He got diabetes, but his son plays in the NBA. His 3 sons.
Oh, Lonzo Ball?
Yeah. Remember in the beginning, he's like, yeah, whatever. They on Raw. Mm-hmm. And he was like not controlling his son, but just, my son's the greatest, all this shit. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like he's teaching. I'm telling you, because he's teaching his son the wrong way. His son's going to try to get into business because he knows his dad could get his foot in the door, and he's going to act just like his dad, thinking he's entitled. And then when things don't go the right way, guess what? He's going to knock himself on the door, and his dad's going to, I appreciate you treating my son, and, he's a Goldberg and all that bullshit. Right. Telling you.
Yeah.
So true.
Solid.
So true.
So timestamp this conversation. I'm telling you.
No, it'll be out there. It'll be out there.
Yeah,
so Spotify. Oh man.
Well,
is Matt coming back? Is he like,
right?
Josefina, can I come up to the roof?
Unfortunately, Matt will not continue the conversation at this point.
Oh shit!
But so I mean,
His phone's gonna look like he's gonna have so much tinfoil. It's gonna look like that Jiffy Pop thing. Like the center's gonna be the phone.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big old aluminum foil and shit. Like he's gonna hold it up like a disco ball. I love Mac, bro.
Yeah. Oh man.
and so I mean, at what point does so for I mean, obviously with Goldberg and stuff, but I mean, at what point with his speaking about his son's angle? Let's say this is because you say you don't want to see that happen. If that were to happen, at what point do other guys in the locker room step in and have to be like, this is no, you're not? Is that policing going to happen within the locker room?
Well, I don't know, man, because these motherfuckers are just always protecting certain people that shouldn't be protected, you know? And I sit there looking at it like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. What's so special about this person? You know, Breaker's a hell of an athlete, man. They should fucking, you know, and they taking care of him. But he's I hear he's nice, humble. See, there's a difference, bro. This, you know, your dad taught you the right way. But Goldberg is teaching this kid the wrong way, and either it has to be somebody like a Breaker, using him as an example, who at a point gets some status and just fucking snap him in half, bro. You know, just
it all
snap him in
depends
half.
on who's in the performance center at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if they'll, you know, like right now they got, you know, Sean Spears, right? That's kind of like the locker room leader guy, right? So if they have a veteran, then that person will do it. If not, then, you know, there's only so much, you know, a coach can do. You know, you got to police yourself. So if you don't have a peer telling you, you know, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, this is the way to do it, then it's going to be just in one ear and out the other. Because he's always going to say, oh, Goldberg is my dad. And I'm going to get a push, right? And to Andrew's point, like, freaking Breaker's been like, he's humble, nice guy. His uncle and his father brought him up the right way. But yeah, when Gage Goldberg gets signed and in the PC, if they don't have 2 or 3 motherfuckers in there setting him straight, another disaster coming.
Shit.
And you have to keep his father out of it. And that's the thing. If his dad's in the mix, it's just gonna be like, yeah, my son needs his own locker room, you know.
Well, is that possible? Is it possible to keep his father out, being that he's Goldberg? Do you think that's a possibility?
No, because they fucking keep catering to that motherfucker. I don't get it. I swear to God, I bet you that motherfucker be his son's manager for some weird reason. It'll be some type of fucking father and son matches and all that. His dad's gonna be there.
Oh man,
it's gonna be there, man. And he's gonna be like, well, since you know, I got my own locker room, you know, I think my son should be here with me too, you know. So it's just. I'm just disgusted by that dude.
You guys make valid points in that regard, but then I think about like the new generation, right? You look at a Braun Breaker, you look at a Dominic Mysterio. These are 2 people who have fathers that made names for themselves, and I don't hear anything about that on their regards. Do you think the child or the son in this case would want to just be like, hey, I don't want to, so even Lexus King, right? I mean, Brian Pillman Jr., right? The son. They all want to find a way to do this without their father's name. You don't think Gage would maybe approach it that way?
Well, look at it like this, bro. Let's look at it from a Latino standpoint. Eddie, Ariel, King Mega, let's look at it like this. What's your dad tell you straight out the gate when you, like, whatever sports, basketball, baseball, and your dad's the main guy, you know, like a Ken, you know, Griffey Sr. and stuff. What does your dad tell you when you first get into the sport? You're riding on my fucking name.
right?
Don't fuck shit up because you fuck shit up for me. It's the same thing, bro. Rey Mysterio could have went to Dominic, hey, you know, not in a bad way. No, you represent the family.
Right.
You can't dishonor us. I taught you the right way. You know what I mean? That's how, my dad, you'd be like, yo, don't, you man, if you put me on blast, bro, I'm gonna fuck you up in a heartbeat.
Right.
You know, my dad was like that, and in Spanish, of course, but that's the thing, man. It's just, I think Dominic was trained, raised the right way, and he had a lot of people, like all his wrestling theos and shit, to be like, this is how you act.
Yep.
And then in the Breaker, the same way, man. It's just the respect thing. Don't fuck up my name, man. You're riding on my coattails, man. I built this up for many years, man. You just here for a minute, so don't fuck it up. Don't embarrass me.
Exactly.
That's how it is. So this little fucking motherfucker Goldberg Jr. fucking
Goldberg Jr.
fucking, you know, his dad's not teaching him the right way, so he ain't gonna learn. He ain't gonna learn until somebody beats the brakes off him. And there's no hardcore Holly, there's no fucking JBLs, there's no fucking acolytes. You know what I mean?
Or to be gone by then.
Yeah.
Or it'll be gone, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you open the coffin. Damn, I should have stuck around to fuck that motherfucker.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just can't stand that. It's just, it's not that I hate him. It's just that he doesn't appreciate it. And when I see people don't appreciate shit, it just fucking just makes my jaw tight.
Well, I mean, that almost has to feel like kind of disrespectful to you guys who care so much about this industry and have done so much to do, I mean, to give back. And I think that it does that from an outsider looking in, from a fan perspective, that does look like a slap in the face to you guys. Like you guys said before, people who would love to be brought back for one match and just be, you know, treated with respect and given that opportunity. That I would imagine that would irk you. So that feels completely justified, if I may, in feeling that. But yeah, I kind of don't want to see this going forward now, man. This is just kind of like bumming me out. Like, oh shit,
me
man.
out a lot too, actually.
Fuck.
Dude, if I could go back, I swear to God, if I could go back in time and jump on that fucking DeLorean and just go back in time, jump through the window and tell Goldberg's dad, wear this. I'm doing you a fucking favor. Wear this. Or wait till the next day because of G. You got a girl out of it. Because I'm telling you, bro, yeah, he's a waste of sperm, bro. You know,
I thought
you're the reason why we have to put the warning on it.
I thought where this was enough. I thought
where
this was enough, but now we're clarified. I was like, okay, wear this. We got this. And then, for those who didn't get it, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Megan.
But yeah, now I was just gonna say, like, the dude is, you know, unappreciative, and he just got into wrestling because he couldn't play football anymore,
Right.
and he didn't make some money. Oh, let me try this wrestling thing out. Oh, they're good at it. You know, let me push this guy, put him on TV. You know, somebody came up with the undefeated streak as a way to push him. He got pushed.
Fucking
right?
terrible.
And it was basically, he got handed everything to him. He didn't have to earn anything. He didn't pay his dues, so to speak. Right. And now what you see is what you got. You know, so to Angel's point again, I don't blame him. Nobody put him in his place because they saw dollar signs for like 3, 4, 5 years. Right. And then when Vince bought WCW out, he didn't have to work. So he's like, I'll come back on my time. I go back on my terms. Right. And then when him and Brock Lesnar were going to leave, right, who was the most likely person to come back? Goldberg. All right, we'll put him over. Right. All right. But you know what? I'm going to let Steve Austin go out on top during that match. So you're going to take the fucking stunner, blah, 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 blah. Right. But even then, it's like, well, they put me over, so they'll bring me back because I have to come back because I'm Goldberg. He's never been humble in his life. So none of this surprises me. And it will not surprise me. I don't think it would have happened because he's throwing out money out the window, but it wouldn't surprise me if he showed up on AEW one day. It wouldn't.
Oh,
I don't think it'll happen. I don't. Let me say that. I don't think it'll happen. Would I be surprised? Nope.
It would make sense, right?
Oh my god! Oh no!
Get his son involved that way, right? And I mean, I know we keep harping on the son, but in that same interview, you know, when they asked him, "What are you gonna do during your time off now, retirement?" He was saying that he's gonna be at the Colorado games, right? Because he's, you know, under his son plays for Deion Sanders' team in Colorado and all that stuff. And he even made a comment of like, you know, if he ever gets my son off the bench. So it's like that ego is spewing out, and it's almost like he can't stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, oh man, yeah, you guys really shed some light.
Yeah, man.
Well, I wish Mac would shed some light. You know what? He's probably here right now. What do you think, Mac? Well,
Well,
he sucks. I could beat him. You know, if my phone fucking works,
Cross
Metro PCS, fuck you.
Took the picture out. That's great. Oh,
but
well,
but regardless, man, I just have no respect for him, man. And I mean, he shouldn't have been in the business. And I bet you dollars to donuts when he was in the power plant, because CW told me some stories and Kiwi told me some stories of how they fucking just ran you through the gauntlet, man, with fucking sweat buckets like you was a slave in the fucking 1800s.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think he was treated in the same type of light, because they saw that money, you know, like, man, this guy looks great, you know, like definitely got to get him ready, you know, so they didn't really, you know, put him through that shit, because he would have quit a long time ago if they would have done. I mean, CW told me stories like, what was it, like 1,000 Hindu squats and some stupid shit like that?
Yeah, they had 1,000 Hindu squats. Yeah, because Buddy Parker he was a prick.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it was just I would have not made it. I would have not made it.
I would walk the fuck out. And I went through some crazy stuff, but I definitely would have quit. I'm just not dealing with that. I'm just not. But he didn't have any options. I don't know how old he was at the time, but you know, and I'm sure he was bigger than everybody, except for like dude Reese. But the big dudes didn't have the talent. And like that renegade dude, that fake ultimate warrior, like you could be big and jacked, but you got to have something, right?
Well, he was garbage too.
He was garbage, but at least Goldberg was big, but he was athletic and he could move, right?
Yeah.
It's let's make this money, you know. And he had the ball head. It was kind of like Steve Austin. Let's throw him on TV, see what he got. And they're like, oh, he's kind of connecting a little bit, right? Let's push him. Right. So he was just gifted everything, right? And the guys who they really didn't see could draw in their eyes, they just rammed through the ringer until they quit. Yeah. And if they didn't quit, I'm like, well, the guy didn't quit. We fucking killed him for 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's throw him on TV and give him a spot. Let's give him an undercard spot.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, guys. So then real quick question, just to kind of like pivot from the Goldberg situation. Now that we have all these feelings and all these thoughts out there now, obviously this week in wrestling, we're, you know, a lot of ups and downs, but the most recent news has been that Hulk Hogan has passed, right, at 71, I believe, and it was due to a heart attack. Right. And just a lot of, you know, as fans, right, you know, you go through the Twitter feeds, you go through the Instagram posts, just a lot of mixed feelings, right, good and bad, right, because you're always going to have that. Right. Great, you know, feedback on the sense of like, you know, without Hogan, there'd be no WrestleMania, there'd be no stadiums filling, all these things. But then also people haven't forgotten the racial piece of it and who he was outside of the ring. So I wanted to get, you know, your thoughts and perspectives on Hogan. You know, what as professionals, how do you feel about the man? What do you think?
Well,
agree, disagree?
If I can add a caveat to what Eddie's saying, I like to put it like this. This is the perfect case of where you want to separate the art from the artist. Right. Let's talk about Hulk Hogan as a wrestler, and then let's talk about Hulk Hogan as a man.
You still nothing. So,
sorry.
Hulk Hogan, obviously one of the pillars of professional wrestling. If it wasn't for him and Vince, who knows if any of us would even be here, right?
Right.
So Hulk Hogan was a top wrestler, right? Not bringing in ring. I don't give a flying fuck about in ring. The guy sold millions of dollars. There was a point in the 80s, right, where what do they call it? Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Hulk Hogan and Muhammad Ali were the 5 most recognizable people on the planet.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't take that away from him.
That's true. That is
Hulk Hogan's a great guy. Terry Bollea is a piece of shit. That's how I look at it. That's it.
Okay.
Angel?
That's it.
I met Hogan once. He was nice to me. I don't know, you know, the stories. I understand, you know, what people feel about him in regards to what happened. But remember, Mega, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, you'd be selling meat. Still selling meat in that back of that truck. And I'll be bumming gas to my next show if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. No, I mean, look, I was a Hulk Hogan fan. I could still close my eyes, and I remember in my in my elementary school, that WrestleMania, bro. It was on the front page of the Daily News. I remember, I just remember all that. I mean, that he was bigger than light. You know, the wrestler, great. The person, yeah, you got to separate the two.
Yeah.
But he was an icon, man. He was a guy who's bigger than everything, man. And he put wrestling on the map. You know,
Yeah.
he was the guy who gave opportunities for us to be where we're at right now. You know, and it's just crazy that he passed away because. I mean, when you look at people, and again, I'm not trying to say ill will, but jokingly, like, man, there's motherfuckers that did drugs out the ass and all this crazy shit, and they fucking still kicking strong.
Right.
And then there's guys, and I'm not saying I don't know Hogan's lifestyle besides the steroid stuff, but you know, I mean, then he dies, you know. And I heard it was because he had that neck surgery thing and it had complications. So I see a lawsuit coming from that motherfucker
Right.
too.
I was reading something like that too.
Yeah. So because like, what kind of complications? What, you know? And he had tons of surgeries and stuff. I mean, his body was broken. And it just breaks my heart because not because of Hogan passing, but all my heroes, you know, the Roddy Pipers and the, you know, Junkyard Dog and all these guys that I admired.
Newsflash, you're old.
Yeah. But it just scares me because I'm not a Seth Rollins fan. I'm not knocking him. I'm not a John Cena fan. It's just because my era, Mega's era, is like I said, man, I could close my eyes and the Fantastics and Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah,
Midnight Express.
Right.
You know, and I used to just glue myself to the TV. And when I watch these guys, you know, in this era, the different era, different like Gen Z, Gen X, all that shit. But
Right.
it's just and now that I'm in the business, like DeVito tells me I'm next jokingly because it's just because the circle gets tighter and tighter
Right.
and tighter.
Right.
And then, you know, you freak out a little bit because just like Hogan said in an interview, he goes, when I was in my store and I looked on the wall and there's 7 people on that wall in that picture and I'm the only one still alive, it's fucking scary. So I don't go to funerals or weddings. I just saw that the day before yesterday. So, and it's true, man, you know, it breaks my heart. You know, I don't want guys that I know, you know, my DeVito, Mega, you know, Wong Jeremy, you know, Balls Mahoney, Axel, New Jack. When you start you losing your friends and you sit there and you go, it just fucking freaks you out because you're not immortal. You know, you think, am I then your next? Am I gonna not wake up tomorrow? You know, and you just and then you start saying, fuck my job, you know, man, I'm gonna live life to the fullest, man. I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers. That's what I was telling myself at work. I'm not lying to you, Mega. I'm like, after I heard that, I'm like, you know what? Man, I gotta live life, man. Life is too short. I can't let these motherfuckers fuck with me, you know. And I'm 53, and it just goes quick. And then before you know it, Mega gets the phone call jokingly, yo, did you hear about Angel? They found him in the toilet at his fucking job.
Why the toilet? No, bro.
Because I'm always in there, man. I poop on company time. But
that's right. Make them pay you for that shit. Literally.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man, because it puts a weight, man. We have a connection. We're a family. We joke around, we make jokes, but I love Mega to death, man. If anything happens to him, it puts me back in my funk again. Oh my God, God, what? Or if I hear something happen to, you know, to Mac or somebody, you know, it just was so tight, man. And when the circle gets tighter and tighter and your friends are leaving and you're not the last one standing, but then there's 15 of you motherfuckers left.
That's only 10 left in the battle royal. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, you know, it's just
next. Yeah.
It just scares you, man.
I did a show, I did a show, but I went back the show like 3 weeks ago, right? I was a surprise and I inducted somebody into the Hall of Fame, right? So I go there. I just went from my car to the ring, right? And there was a guy there, right? He had took a break from wrestling, but I'd know him. I think I first met him in like 2000, right? And then I've seen him recently when I go back up to New York for a while. So get in the ring, and there's time to leave. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm just tired of New York. I'm out, right? And he was in a locker room, like after the show, he was in a locker room, just like sitting with his head back, right? And this is June 28th, 29th, whatever Sunday was, right? June 29th, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, I'm leaving. I'm like, yo, like, the fuck you doing? Sleeping? Like, I'm leaving. Acknowledge me. right?
Acknowledge me.
So he goes, "Oh, I just don't feel well. I've been in the bathroom all day." I'm like, "All right, well, hope you feel better. I'll see you next time I come up." He died on Tuesday.
Wow.
So that impacts me more than Hulk Hogan. I met Hulk Hogan, but I'm friends with him.
Right.
And like I said, I was an NWA guy. I wasn't a WWF guy. I started liking Hogan when he was Hollywood Hogan because it was something different. I didn't like that cheesy character,
Hulkamania.
shit.
Say your
That
prayers. eat your
anybody,
vitamins.
right? I just wasn't a WWF guy because they catered to kids,
You probably had
which is their business thing.
You probably had the Hulk Hogan chewables and shit.
Wristbands and-
I didn't like any of that shit. I was a straight NWA guy, right? I never liked Hogan. I'm one of the few people who don't get Randy Savage. I don't get the old Randy Savage is God hype. I don't get it. He never touched me like that. Like, I don't get it, right? Wasn't the Ultimate Warrior guy. Like, nobody.
Garbage.
Right.
No.
Who's garbage?
Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ultimate
Yeah, I
Warrior.
was never Randy Savage guy. That just wasn't my thing, right?
Man.
But when him passing, I was just like, oh damn, like Hogan died? Like,
Right.
okay. And I'm gonna move on about my day. Like I remember my dad died in 99, right? And I remember later that year, Aaliyah died, right? And I was at work at my shoe job, and this guy had like tears in his eyes. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? So he goes, yo, Aaliyah died. I'm like, okay. So you don't care? I'm like, motherfucker, my father died a few months ago. She don't know me.
Right. She
didn't shed a tear for my dad. I don't know her.
Right.
Right? I don't know Hogan like that. I met him, but I don't know him. Right? Do I respect what he did for the industry? Absolutely. You'd be an idiot not to. Right? But it's part of life. Move on.
Right.
Respect what he did. People get older, they have, values change or whatever. We all of us, all four of us, and everybody listen to this, has somebody that they don't like or has some race that they don't like.
Dutch Mantel, fuck him.
I knew that was coming. Right? And so if he want to say the N-word, at least I know.
Right.
Right? I'd rather him say the N-word than some white dude smiling in my face, calling me the N-word subconsciously while he's shaking my hand, saying, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you." Like, fuck you, right?
Well, I heard that like Jim Cornette was like that.
Jim Cornette's like that, right?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy? And then
right, he makes it like he don't like him, but yeah, he's like that. But
like brothers, neighbors.
Right, and that's a lot. That's rampant. I remember back when I was before wrestling, I went to the WCW show, and I was talking to Ernest the Cat. Shout out to him. And oh, by the way, Triple H was like, "Are you going to bring all your old dude back just to have your last final walkout?" Ernest Miller was there, and Doug Dillinger was there. Like, they shut the fuck up, Goldberg. But anyway, he was talking to me about black people in the business, and he was like, we need to stick together. I was telling him, hey, I think about wrestling, blah blah blah. I was pick his brain because he was standing on the wall by himself. I said, "Oh, let me just talk to him." Right. We got to stick together. So racism has and continues to run rampant,
of course,
in life and in the wrestling business. It's just the way it is, right? So for people to be like, "Oh, I hate Hulk Hogan because he said that," that happens every walk of life. You probably say something yourself. Now, if Hulk Hogan treated you like a piece of shit, then by all means, go for it, right? But to just say, "Oh, he used the N-word, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was, he's a racist," like, shut up, because you probably did the same shit last week, right?
Yeah,
so
and
I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in like just personal experience, right? And I know Ed has heard me say this. Like, people love Derek Jeter and hate A-Rod. Jeter's a fucking piece of shit, and it's all personal experience. Why A-Rod is a great guy, right? So I'm big on personal experience. People hated Punk, right? I've known Punk for years. Punk to me is a great human being.
Right.
Never did me well, right? He did something to someone else I know, and he fucking hates his guts. I said, well, that's you, And
it
I
Cabana?
understood. Well, yeah. Oh.
I got
Going
no
back
time.
to TNA and some other stuff. And I said, I get it. I would hate him too, but he's never did shit to me. Hung out, slept at his house, ate together. Like when I had, TV, always treated me like, oh, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. So I have nothing bad about saying him, right? For someone else may have a different experience.
Right.
You may think Ed is cool. I may think Ed's an asshole.
A lot of people.
It's personal experience. So you say what you gotta say, I say what I gotta say, but just respect what people did. And I respect what Hogan did for the business and the industry.
And see, and he makes a valid point. Like I said, New Jack, for example. I love the dude. Never did me wrong. Always treated me right. But on the other side of the fence, I can't stand that motherfucker. He just fucking beats me up and does all this thing. He's crazy. He's violent. I'm like, I never saw that. He's cool as fuck. And like what also, like, for example, like when I saw Sabu on May 3rd, May 2nd, May 3rd, at that show, at the TWA show, and we kicked it for a minute. Hey, brother, how's everything? Good, good, good. Whoopty whoop. And then what? A couple days, 4 or 5 days later, Sabu died. What the fuck? I just saw the motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he was drunk, but that's just normal everyday thing with seeing him. But like I said,
Another cool ass fucking guy.
Yeah, he's cool as
at least to me.
Yeah, he was always cool, and like I said, I try to keep cool with everybody. And other people have personal experiences or it went sideways. That's between you and him.
Yeah,
I just never had that problem. I'm not going to take your side. Hogan's a racist, and he never did anything to me. I never saw it. Right. And he always said, "Hey, Joe, how you doing, brother?" He didn't have to acknowledge me when he saw me. If he was racist, he was like, "Move."
Yeah.
Give me the boot.
Right.
And be like, move, boy. Carry my bags. He's always like, hey, you doing? How's the family? Good to see you. Blah, blah, blah. And he went on his way. Yeah, they asked me that. So it's just he got hot because of, whatever, who was dating his daughter. I don't know what transpired, but I lost my temper many times. Don't bring that Italian motherfucker get my fucking house without papers, because if he rubs me the wrong way and I chip my teeth, all of a sudden I'm racist. No, I'm just just talking shit, But again, I don't know Hogan on a personal level. I just know him from wrestling level, and he always treated me cool. So, and like I said, I only met him twice. So, like I said, I don't know the guy,
I mean, from a fan aspect, in terms of from where we're coming from, I definitely agree with both of you guys in terms of the separation there. Like what he did for the industry is an icon. Like he, like you said, he was one of the most like familiar faces in the 80s. He was Thunder Lips, he did Thunder in Paradise, he did all these other things, that made him that. As a person, I also agree with you. I didn't know him. He's a racist, and that. I don't care for that as someone, as an individual. But once again, I didn't know him, so whatever. But from the fan aspect, an icon, and it was a bummer news to hear, because to your point, when the people who you watched and around you start going, it's like your childhood is being pulled and ripped away from you. And that happened, not only with Hogan, but it happened with Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was Theo Huxtable, Ozzy Osbourne passed, and you're just like, oh man, all these people that were like in my time frame, like, are starting to go. Yeah. So from that aspect, I mean, from a fan, I say, it's what happened is terrible loss for the wrestling industry. And as a person, well, it happens, unfortunately, people.
And that's crazy. Malcolm Jamal Warner, I mean, I was just like, motherfucker. And it reminded me of, oh my God, come on, Mega, the wrestler who passed away drowning too.
Shad.
Thank you.
Shad.
Reminded me of that. I mean, he was saving his kid, but he was, Malcolm was supposedly out there with his daughter.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like a same scenario thing. And that's why, I mean, I joke around. I mean, I'm trying to learn how to swim right now, but even if I knew how to swim or got good at it, I will never swim to the buoy. I will never go too far. I'll just stick close to the swim. Just enough to just enjoy it. But I ain't like cliff diving. It's just I'm not getting sucked into that shit. That's why we joke around. Black people don't swim. We don't swim. Fuck that. It's a good tool to have to just in case you do fall overboard and you need to float. but that's a tool that I'm not competing on any type of fucking bullshit. And I feel bad because I'm like, Michael Jordan is 54, young, man. I heard he was a nice guy, and it's just sad, you know. And then Ozzy, you know, it was weird. He just did his last concert, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
like he knew and shit. I'm not saying he did, but it's just weird how that just like
Ozzy,
and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's this one thing my mom said to me. I'll never forget. So my dad died when he was 55 years old, right? And I remember a couple of years, like it took, obviously, you know, it took her a long time to just start to deal with it, right? And you crying? But I remember when, like, it's a couple years later and someone died. Someone's like grandmother died or grandfather. And she said, well, they lived a good long life. And I was like, how can you be so insensitive, right? But then I thought about it. I'm like, they did, right? Hulk Hogan was 71 years old. Now, granted, that's not old, right? But Malcolm Jordan was 54. There was a college football player, I think, who died recently. He was in his 20s, and my friend's nephew played for North Carolina. He died. He's 21. That hurts me. Somebody dying when they're 71 really doesn't hurt me.
it just sucks. That's all it is.
It's still, yeah, it definitely sucks. And part of our childhood is gone, right? But this dude, if somebody said when I was born, right, you could be this, that, and the third, whatever, or you die at 71, and you can live the life of a rock star for 40 years, sign me up. Sign me the fuck up today, right? This guy lived a great life. Ric Flair's gonna die when he's like 173, but this guy's lived life every day for the past 70-something years,
and
right?
he's cancer free, right?
And he's cancer free, right? So when people die old, I don't feel sad, so to speak. Like they lived a long life. Was it great? I don't know. That's dependent upon them, right?
Right.
What really hurts me is when like people die young. 30s, 20s, teens. That's what really, really, really sucks in my book, right? Is it sad? Fuck yeah, it's sad that he died, right? But I got breaking news. We're all going to go at some point.
Yeah.
And I hope we all die when we're 90 years old. I'm not going to live past 70, 75.
Yeah.
Like I admitted that. Like I've come to grips with that. I probably don't have 20 years left to live. I don't, right? So if y'all still podcasting 20 years, just shout me out. Just do an episode
Absolutely.
dedicated to me. Have Angel.
You're an
Absolutely.
alumni, man. That's
Absolutely.
You know, but I just the one thing from people dying, right? Because everybody says, "Oh, thoughts and prayers," or you know, hug your friends and family a little bit tighter, blah 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 blah. They mean that for like a day, and then they don't mean it, right? So if you really mean it, live that every single day to the day you die. Appreciate people. Don't just say it because someone else wants to hear it or it sounds good come out of your mouth, right? And that's what really bothers me after people pass away. You say, oh, live like there's no tomorrow, hug your kids, hug your mom, you still have your parents here, tell me you love them, blah, 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 blah. People mean that for like a week, and then it's back to the bullshit. That's what really pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about it. And then, but one thing to just kind of give my final thoughts on it, I think what you all said is absolutely true about being able to separate the performer, the artist, the entertainer, and the person. Because I always felt like that. And Mega, you mentioned, you know, as one of the most recognizable people, I always felt that way about Michael Jackson, right? Like Michael Jackson to me, musically, like childhood wise, I love Thriller, I love Beat It, I love all these songs. And I got to a point where like I had to separate whether the allegations were true or not, whether that happened or not. It doesn't separate the fact that I enjoyed, you know, artistically what he did. What he did outside, that's on him. You know what I mean? That's, you know, like that's a conversation he's gonna have to have with God one day. You know what I mean? And same thing
Angels
with
is
Hogan.
R. Kelly right now.
He still lives in R. Kelly. Oh man, that was
Yeah, right.
but like same thing with Hogan. Hogan, like I didn't realize until I was watching SmackDown yesterday, and I was watching all like the highlights and stuff. I was like, how much, the greatest of all time match really meant to me as a kid, with him and The Rock.
Icon versus icon.
Right, the icon versus icon match. How when I rewatched it, I was like, man, the people really switched. There was magic there. It was incredible, and you really, it's one of those situations where it's like, man, you really don't know what you had until it's gone. Like in wrestling.
Mhm.
But then again, then you go on social media and you see all the negative things, and it's like, okay, but separate them, guys. Just separate the both. And I think all of you guys really hit that on the nose, because and this might not be popular, and I'm gonna say it because Angel gives me the support to say crazy stuff because he says crazy stuff. But that's how I feel about Chris Benoit. I love Chris Benoit in the ring, but what he did outside, that's wild, dude. Wild.
Right.
But
You
he
know
was
what
incredible
I
in the
thought
ring.
of? If Prince Nana passes away and gets cremated, would it be black sand?
You know what? Way to take a sweet moment.
Would it look like a jar of poppy seeds?
All right. Well, that's Angel's final thought.
They were like, yo, can you pass the pepper? No, that's Nana.
Yeah.
Oh
They'd be like, this is everything bagel because of his teeth. He's like, oh, it's white and black shit. Is this everything everything seasoning?
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
man. His teeth. Oh my god. Unbelievable.
Right.
It was amazing.
Put it over, Nana. Put it over.
Megan, any final thoughts? Since Angel already gave us.
I can't top. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh well, let me speak for Mac. Yo, I
Yeah.
appreciate being on the show. Can you hear me?
oh man.
Nah, but yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on the show. It was a blast. I mean, I'm always entertained and stuff.
It's fun.
It's unfortunate that we have to do something, like for the Hogan thing. But the Goldberg is nothing. But it's a blast, man. My final thoughts is, man, I always love doing podcasts. It's just good it's a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it was great. Thanks for having you on. I haven't seen Angel in forever, so.
He thought I was dead and shit. Oh, you were dead, motherfucker.
Thought it was potted meat. Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's a blast talking to you guys, and I really appreciate the fact that you are respectful of us, what we do, what we've been through, and respectful of the business as a whole. So I really appreciate that from both you guys.
Yeah. But that's really all thanks to you, man. You opened that door.
Mega, I forgot to show you something before we get off the show.
Oh no.
Peep it. Did you see my new?
Oh, should I see that?
Yeah, bro, shit's badass.
Okay.
Got that made, and it's the only title I ever won that I made.
Okay. Oh, fun fact. I want to know, Angel, if I ever told you this. So I trained in 2000, right? Mikey Whipwreck trained me. And I had knee surgery in January 2001. And then I went to House of Hardcore for like one day and trained with Mikey, the SATs, and Red, right? And Mikey was like, go to House of Hardcore, right? And then once you get through it, right, I'll have Heyman put you with the Baldies.
Oh, I think I remember.
Either he said that or Heyman told him that when he saw me.
Oh man.
So just to bring that back full circle. Obviously that didn't happen because
Megan was like, thank
like,
God, bro. My career went to the
like,
shits.
Damn, this is House of Hardcore? This is fucking dumb. But I went there, but yeah, just a full circle. Like, I could have, should have, would have.
Yeah.
You've been great.
But also, I want to thank Ariel. Eddie spoke to me more than Ariel does because Ariel doesn't text me. But anyway, he was like, Angel, I'm happy that you're coming on the show. Here's a hat. Here's a t-shirt. We only give it to the top talents that come onto the show. So I appreciate you. Primos for life. You know,
man.
Primos for life.
All right.
I will get my coffee cup, but it's
All
in the
right.
living room. Mega, you'll get one eventually.
I want all phone numbers, Eddie. I want all phone numbers because now everyone's getting blasted. All right, I want all phone numbers.
That's cool.
I asked him, I said, how come Ariel doesn't reach out to me? He goes, he don't like Puerto Ricans.
He's not lying.
He's not lying.
He smells the sazon through the phone.
No.
All he hears is pots and pans and chuletas and shit.
No, but to bring back what Mega said earlier, and to bring this home. No, thank you guys, because what Mega said in the first interview when we first started all this, it was perfect. It was like the difference between a WWE guy and an independent guy is just a contract. But you guys are pros. You guys are doing the work. You guys are in and out.
That's why we respect you and hold you guys and revere you the way we do, because we know that what you've done for this business and what you've given. And we know that that's a lot.
Also, you also got to remember, and this is what Johnny used to always tell me, and I always hold it to my heart. The same people you meet on the way up is the same people you're going to meet on the way down. So you'll always be humble. So I'm always humble, and I appreciate everybody in the ring, because if it wasn't for them, they would have not made me look like a monster. So it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Some people need to learn that.
And we appreciate the alumni of Primos for Life. Again, Kingpin, Angel Medina, King Mega, and we did have Mac, but
we're gonna have to figure this out. We're gonna have to have a side conversation with Mac and then just meld it all together somewhere, because this.
You know what you should do? Get a picture of them and have do like a puppet thing.
Puppet thing. Yeah.
And just open up like, hey, we got it. And just put them in the corner and just have somebody pull the little string. Dude, we should chip. You know what would be funny? Seriously, we should chip in and get like a professional Muppet done of them. And just put it on the show when he don't realize it. Yo, what you think, Mac? And they just bring that bitch out like a big old hefty motherfucker, and shit.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to generate that. I'm gonna circulate.
Oh shit!
Oh, dude, hold up before you go. I'll show you this one. I did ChatGPT on the Baldies on that. Hold on, let me find it.
Muppet style or?
Oh, dude, you're pop for it. Hold on.
Muppet style. I got my shit Muppet style.
Yeah.
Yo, that's hot. Yes.
I tried to make them do us, but then it just didn't come out right.
Oh man.
So yeah,
that's cool.
That was funny. So I need to put that on a T-shirt.
There you go.
Anyway, little things you do when you're bored.
But guys, again, a million thanks.
Yes, gracias.
This was
man.
Yeah,
this was great. This was awesome.
Serious. It was fun. It was crazy. We might get canceled again. Who knows? But it was.
Put the censor thing up. Put the censor thing up.
No, what I'm about to say, huh? Nobody told me.
You only get canceled when I'm on the show.
Apparently.
Angel's interview is banned in 3 countries on YouTube. So
he's like, yo, you got to get that broke ass Vin Diesel looking motherfucker.
Get that out of here.
Get that neighbor out the door.
This was
great.
great.
This was fantastic. We had a great time, and
fellas, thanks again, man. We really appreciate it,
guys.
No worries, man.
The alumni, man, and it's good to say that we have alums, man. That's pretty.
Yeah, well, familia del show, man. So thank you guys, man. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on again, and hopefully not the last time. And expect some text messages now, Angel, because now I'm gonna get you them from Eddie and just blasting you like 2 a.m.
There you go. I'm always up.
I send a picture. He's like, does that look affected to you?
Fellas, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much once again, man. You guys are rock stars. Muchísimas gracias, man, from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Mega holla.
I will, brother. Be good, man.
Peace.
Boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Do I have to stay on so this could download and shit?
Yes.
Oh, I was about to get out because last time
texted me that, but yes, just
hey Angel, can you come back on? You're at 99.2% downloaded.
Exactly.
99%.
Oh man, just breaking down the fourth wall, huh?
I'm just bringing up facts.
What wall?
Oh man, you guys are awesome. All right, thank you guys so much. We love y'all.
Appreciate it, guys. Gracias.
Absolutely, man.
Anytime.
Take it easy. Oh, these guys are fantastic.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
That was a whirlwind of emotions is what that was.
It was.
Because that went from joy to anger to sorrow to joy to anger to sorrow
to logic, right?
to yeah, to man, it's we covered some spectrum there, man. That was some fun stuff, man. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on with Monsta. I don't know how we're gonna, but yeah, we should probably maybe see if we can get a couple minutes with him and work it in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, man. But yeah, it was good, man. It was a good solid conversation with the guys, and really good to see them, and that they're so happy to come back and hang out with us again. That was wonderful.
Yeah, for sure. No, and just to kind of bring this home, man, you're right. It was a roller coaster of emotions. You know, angry, sad, you know, annoyed, all of it. But it was just a fun time with, you know, our official Primos for Life alumni that came in and wanted to chop it up with us. And we want to definitely take this opportunity, like always, to thank not only the talent, but also thank our listeners, thank everybody that has been liking our content, like, subscribe, watching everything through all streaming platforms, and everything from YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music Podcasts, everything. Like Ariel said, just smash the like, subscribe buttons, please. And
Primosforlife.com.
Primosforlife.com. And you'll find everything there. And you'll find all of our alumni interviews on there as well. So
yeah. If you are just tuning into this episode, then you have to go back and listen to the other ones, because these guys are awesome all the way around. So thank you, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts. We truly, truly appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you. You guys make us want to do this more and more each day, and just talk about this thing that we all kind of love, and that you guys hopefully love, or just love us enough to listen. So thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you once again to all of the guys who are here today, including Monsta, who was there for a little while, but thank you guys. We really appreciate it. And on that vein, I think I'm just gonna kick it to the "we'll see you when we see you" portion of the evening. So
right, man. You got
we'll see you when we'll see you.
Yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Take care.